Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about Bitcoin. And what if I told you that Bitcoin is absolutely undervalued right now? And Bitcoin is actual price to be achieved before the bear market start is $300,000. Please, before we go forward, and I'll show you what I think about my own opinion on when to exit the market on Bitcoin, please do know that this is not in any way a financial advice. If you do need a financial advice, please reach out to a professional. So guys, let's hop into the chat and I will show you why I think that the bull run is just starting. And the perfect price to exit the market is around 312,500 US dollars. So let's hop into the chart and I'll show you. So here is the Bitcoin reward. And on this Bitcoin reward, I am using the Bitcoin reward model as my base case, right? And this Bitcoin reward model was created that those miners who are securing the blockchain, the computers, the machines that are busy securing the chain from any attack or anything, they should be compensated for their hard work. And if they are not being compensated for their hard work, of course, they are absolutely underpaid. So, and each 4 years, this reward is always slashed into two. Somewhere that this reward is like a roadmap that Bitcoin has to achieve before the next stage. And if it doesn't achieve, it will always carry on to the next cycle and goes on and on. So you can see on our chart right here, here is the Bitcoin that I was able to map out exactly on the 4-year cycle. So as we go back in time during inception stage, the Bitcoin, of course, let's start here as 0. That starts here, and here is the first halving as 1. All right. The Bitcoin reward model said that, okay, in the first set, that what 50 BTC to be shared to all miners within that period of our 4 years, and for it to achieve the roadmap. Of course, if the miners does not get paid in that 50 within that time frame, of course they are absolutely undervalued. And as a market speculator that we are, or Bitcoin investors that we are, we tend to like, okay, let's match in the reward model to the actual price. So there's a calculation I did to understand which of this reward in terms of dollar. If you do need a video concerning how I make this calculation to achieve this value, to achieve this value in the US dollar aspect, please do leave a comment below and tell me what you think. All right. During inception, the Bitcoin started as a journey. From here, it is a journey. Let's say it is a journey. I started as 0, right? A journey. And this journey, he has what? 50 BTC to be used within this journey, right? Till the next to the next bus stop or to the next stage in life, right? The Bitcoin started his journey, of course, making, and this BTC, since we are just starting in the dollar terms, I was able to do the calculation and then get the value that BTC reward should reach about 500 US dollars per BTC. That was the journey within the period of 4 years. So from here to here is 4 years. So when the movement started, of course, he was not able, or Bitcoin was not able to achieve that $500 mark until he crosses to the next circle, which is now the first circle, right? The first circle. And this first circle right here states that it's 25, because remember the Bitcoin reward is slashed into 2. So 25 by 2, you get, 50 by 2, you get 50 BTC divided by 2, you will get what? 25 BTC, which is here. So we didn't achieve our goal in the 4-year cycle during inception. We shifted to the next cycle, and immediately after we shifted to the next cycle, we had a parabolic movement, and then we achieved it. All right. And what happened with the BTC? The BTC did a spillage. I all call it a spillage to about what? About 1,200 US dollars. So we have crossed from 100 to 1,200. We are now in 1,000 region. So in this circle, the first year circle now state that we divide the 50 BC by 2, and then we have what? 25 BTC. Since we've already crossed to make 1,200 here, the next stage is what? A 2,500 US dollar per BTC. What happened? The journey continued. Of course, the BTC retraced each time it reached its road miles. It's retrace a bit, it's retrace, and then try to attain the next stage. The next stage is 25 BTC. That is $2,500, $2,500 in the dollar terms, right? It wasn't able to achieve during that period of that 4 years in the first year halving. What happened? It crossed into the second year halving. The second year halving. Since it crossed, immediately what? We got a parabolic movement, and then we achieved our first year in second year halving, and which gave us 2,500 US dollars. And what happened? We are still in the thousand region. Since we are still in thousand region, and this one states that the second year halving said that 25 by 2, we have 12,500. So the time of exit, if we are in the second halving now, is 12,500 in the dollar terms. So this is how we got the 12,500 in the dollar terms. And the time of exit, you exit the market right at the 12,500 US dollars per BTC. And what did happen? In that second year halving, we were able to achieve it immediately. And we retrace again. And then we achieved again. We retraced again. Now we cross into the third year halving. All right, the third year halving. And if you look at this third year halving, now what happened after the halving, what we got after the halving, we had a parabolic movement again. The third year halving said divide the 2.5 BTC by 2. And since when we divide the 2.5 BTC by 2, we're able to have 6.25. Since we are still in the thousand region, what does it? That is 62,500 US dollars. That's what it means. 62,500 US dollars. And then what will happen? We immediately had a parabolic movement again to 62,500. We retrace back. We had achieved again 62,500 before we got the bear movement downside. And now we were able to still grind up, try to attend again into the fourth year halving that most of us right now we're currently stuck in. Some people were buying the top and everything. Now we are in the fourth year halving of the set. Fourth year halving. All right. The fourth year halving says that the previous halving, which is 6.25 divided by 2, we have 3.125. And this is where I tell you that Bitcoin is absolutely undervalued. Ideally, we should have seen a parabolic movement, parabolic reaching to 3.12, that is 3.125. And since we're still in the thousand region, we need to see at least 312,500 US dollars based on this model, based on the Bitcoin reward model. Because if it doesn't achieve those Bitcoin reward model, of course, that means it's still undervalued in that particular circle. Don't get me wrong, it could happen that since we didn't get the parabolic movement immediately to 312,500 US dollars, of course, we're still grinding and above 100,000 right now. What it implies that we could see something similar to the previous ones, like the one here we were not able to achieve, and then we move to the next circle, which is around here. We might see it there, but the bear market is not coming until, based on my model, until within that circle of that current circle is achieved. It can be shifted to the next circle. I don't know. But until it is achieved, before we can see a buy market. And right now, the market is still showing that we're still here, which is absolutely undervalued, around 100 and 100 and around 117 is still absolutely undervalued. Since it's still undervalued, we can see that this 3.125 BTC, the target right now, it shows that we need at least 312,500 US dollars from now until the next year. As you can see, this area, I was able to code this area. We might see maybe grind a bit, something like this. And then we can see something like this, achieve the target, then the bear market can happen. Or the bear market can happen, something like this, keep going, achieved here, have a spillage. We can have a spillage is allowed to about 500 to about 600. That is what people keep saying. We can have a spillage, but usually the spillage can always happen a little or more, then we can always come down. So guys, This what I think that the Bitcoin price is absolutely undervalued. And in this cycle, we absolutely need to achieve the target for the 3.125 BTC. If not, the miners is absolutely in losses and they keep working without being paid. And these miners need to be paid. If you want to know how I make this calculation, just write on the comment and I will make a video on how I make those calculations and achieve those Bitcoin reward models. And yeah, leave a comment and I'll try to answer them the best way I can. So I think that's it.